Hi everyone, welcome back to TS Talk Sport. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go ahead that subscribe button now. En route to hitting that 50 subscriber mark, and I'd appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It helps me on my way. And of course, also at the end of the day, let me know your thoughts on the content. Your thoughts on it is key, and of course, your thoughts on it is in some aspect is what will help me improve and provide overall better content. Now in this one, I'm just doing a preview ahead of our Europa League round of 32 game against Olympiacos. The first leg is away, and Olympiacos, they're not going to be a side that's going to be pushovers. They're going to fancy their chances, especially in the first leg at home at their ground, and they'll look to try get a decent win at home and then try and come in and defend it at the Emirates. They're one of the teams that's dropped down from the Champions League, but they definitely got quality on their day to cause us problems. And for me, this is probably one of our best opportunities to get into the Champions League for next season. Obviously, last season we made it to the final and got slapped up in the final. Season before that, we made it to the semi-final. But I feel like we definitely have the players and the team, to get a result. It's all about doing so. For me, ideal result for me in this game would be something like a 1-0 or 2-0, even if we win 2-1. Those away goals will be quite important for us. If we can get 1 or 2 away goals ahead of the return fixture at the Emirates, that puts us in good favour. And to be honest with you, I think we will win this game. I know we've had a couple clean sheets recently, but I do feel like we might concede in this game, and I'm going for a score prediction of 2-1. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get straight into my starting 11 for this game. Now, for me personally, I'd like to see us go strong. Kind of as strong as we did against Newcastle, but I can understand why certain players might come out the side, and obviously we got a squad for certain players to rotate in. So for me, this is the starting 11 I'll go for this game. In goal, I'll revert back to Emi Martinez. Of course, he's the cup goalkeeper, so I would expect him to start in this game. Going into the back four, at left back, I'll go with Kolasinac. Obviously he's back fit. He can't get back into the first team squad at the moment because Saka's got that position on lock. And, this is an opportunity for him to play and an opportunity for him to prove himself because, at the moment for me, Saka's the first choice left back. And, it's kind of as simple as that, really. Unless Kolasinac comes in and does a madness against Olympiacos, I don't expect him to start our next Premier League game. And, that's why I expect to see him playing in this game. And, that's who I'd put in at left back. Right back, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Was doing well from when Arteta came in playing in that right back role. It seemed like he had, made that position his own. And, since Bellerin was put back in the side for the Chelsea game away at Stamford Bridge, he's kind of cemented his position back in the team, and Maitland-Niles hasn't been seen since. So, I think for me, this would be a good game for Maitland-Niles. Again, I don't expect to see him start against Everton in the Premier League. So, this would be a game for him to prove himself. Going in at centre-half, first defender, Socrates. Again, another guy that was injured in that time. Mustafi's come in, and Mustafi's been putting in some very good performances, and Socrates can't get himself back in the side. So, again, another player, that needs to show his hunger and fight to get back into that starting team in the Prem. And, I think he'll be hungry to perform well, and I think he'd do a job in there. Alongside him, Pablo Mari, of course, brought him in January. He played 45 minutes for Arsenal's under-23s on Monday evening. And, I personally think this would be a good game for him to start, I think playing a Europa League game might as his first game for us, might be a bit better suited to him than the Premier League, because obviously we're playing a team from a different league, which sometimes for certain players when they're new to an English club, they find it easier than obviously playing a Premier League game just based on the intensity levels of the game as such. So yeah, I think Murray would slot him well in that role in centre half. Going into the midfield, the two I want to see in the pivot is our main two of Xhaka and Torreira. Obviously, Xhaka and Tobias did a great job on Sunday, but for me, I'd like to see Xhaka and Torreira in this one. They're our main two, and that's what I want to see. It wouldn't surprise me if one of them maybe was rested for this game. I could probably see maybe Torreira start and Xhaka not start as he started on Sunday. But for me, those are the two I'd like to see in the middle of the park. Just in front of those two, I'm going to go with Joe Willock for this game. I thought he had a very good game against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Obviously, since then, hasn't been able to kind of get himself into the first team in terms of starting a game. And I think this game would be a perfect opportunity for him to start in and, have that high energy. Obviously, he's a player that likes to burst forward. At times needs to work on his final ball or his decision making, but he's definitely a player with potential, and I think he'll definitely do a role for us in that number 10 role. Going into the front three, off the right hand side, I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Had a good game against Newcastle at the weekend, and again, need him to play this game. I don't want to see him rested for this game. He needs to play this game, and if he plays this game and plays well again, obviously it's only going to help boost his confidence, and that's what I want to see. Off the left hand side, Gabriel Martinelli, obviously rested on Sunday, and I think that was kind of done by Arteta with this game in mind. So again, a player I want to see start this game, and we know with Martinelli, he's fantastic down that left hand side. Does seem like he links up on that left hand side better with Saka, but I would be resting Saka ahead of the Everton game, and I'm sure no matter who plays at left back, Martinelli will do a job. And up top, Alexandre Lacazette obviously started on the bench on Sunday, came on for 5 minutes plus stoppage time, got a goal, finally ended his goal drought, and he'll be hungry to get back out on that field as soon as possible and try to score again. And I think this is the perfect game for him to start in, and I'm confident he'll lead the line well, and he'll be able to hold up the ball, bring the likes of Pepe, Martinelli, Willock obviously into play, and like I said, I'm confident that we'll get a 2-1 win in this game. So with that being the starting 11 I'd go with, the sort of bench I'd probably expect to see would be Leno, Mustafi, Bellerin, Ceballos, Saka, Aubameyang, and Nketiah. I think that's a strong enough bench, to switch things up if things ain't going too well. But at the same time, I think that the starting 11 is good enough to get the result which I've predicted. So yeah, that's it from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what your starting 11 would be. And like I said at the beginning, if you haven't already done so, go hit that subscribe button now, and I'll catch you next time.